Hello, Golden State Warriors fan. We're back with an exclusive video bringing you the latest updates. First of all, subscribe to the channel and like the video. It's crucial for you to stay informed with the news daily. Without further ado, let's get to the news. There's a growing buzz echoing through the corridors of Chase Center, and it's not about Steph Curry pulling up from half court. No, this is something different, something new, something that smells like potential and whispers of global stardom. The name reverberating across the practice gym, whispered in the halls and mentioned quietly in staff meetings, is none other than Kai Sotto, the Filipino giant who has now arrived at the Golden State Warriors with the mystique of a prodigy and the curiosity of a fan base ready to embrace the unknown. At 7'3" with a wingspan that could cover the skyline, Sotto isn't just tall. He's a walking skyscraper with soft hands and a passing touch that makes scouts raise eyebrows. But the Warriors didn't just bring him in for his height. It's the narrative around him. The story of a nation, the hopes of Southeast Asia, and the ambition of a franchise that's not just planning for next season, but the next generation. And the murmurs are getting louder. Could the Warriors have unearthed an international gem? Could this be the start of something far bigger than basketball? Kai Sotto's arrival hasn't been officially labeled a game changer yet, but insiders, staffers, and even some assistant coaches are watching closely, noting not just what he does on the court, but how the culture around him begins to shift. Warriors fans, long used to seeing dazzling perimeter play and silky ball movement, are now raising their eyebrows at the possibility of something different. A towering figure who brings a traditional center's frame, but with an unorthodox blend of finesse and IQ. Kai's background is unique. Having played professionally in Australia and Japan, he's already accumulated a depth of experience most 22-year-olds don't have. He hasn't taken the conventional NCAA to NBA pipeline, and that's exactly what makes his story so compelling. The Warriors, known for their forward-thinking front office, might see in Sotto what others missed. A high-upside big man who can be molded in a system of ball movement and read and react plays. The rumors that he's been quietly impressing during scrimmages. Whispers say Draymond Green has taken a curious interest in mentoring him. If that's true, then perhaps something is already in motion behind closed doors. You can feel the ripple effects far beyond San Francisco. In the Philippines, the buzz is borderline electric. Kai Sotto's move to the Warriors isn't just a transaction, it's a cultural moment. He's not just a player to his people, he's an ambassador, a symbol of what's possible. The Filipino basketball faithful, one of the most passionate fan bases in the world, have long dreamed of seeing one of their own make a true impact on an NBA floor. And now, with the Golden State possibly grooming Sotto into a rotation player, or maybe more, that dream feels closer than ever. Social media is ablaze with speculation. Could he become the first real Filipino NBA star? Not a fringe player, not a novelty act, but a true contributor on one of the league's premier franchises. People are starting to ask real questions. Did the Warriors see something during Summer League that others missed? Was there a quiet promise made behind the scenes to bring Sotto along slowly and patiently? These are the kinds of questions that don't get answered right away, but the sheer volume of chatter suggests one thing: something is brewing, and here's where it gets even more intriguing. The Warriors don't typically make decisions based on hype. This is a franchise that values fit, character, and basketball IQ above all else. So why take a chance on a 7'3" center who went undrafted and bounced around international leagues? That's what makes this so curious. The theory gaining traction is that Sotto may be more than just a development project. He might be a strategic piece for Golden State's next phase. With the dynasty's aging core and a front court that still feels incomplete, Sotto's rare size and passing instincts could become a foundational asset. Could he be the long-term answer at the 5? Or perhaps the ultimate X factor off the bench? Sources close to the team have hinted that there's been an internal discussion about redefining the team's identity post-Curry. If that's true, then bringing in an international player like Sotto with massive commercial appeal and untapped potential might be both a basketball and business decision. Could we be seeing the first chapter of the Warriors' next evolution? It's not official, but the signs are beginning to point that way. Behind the scenes, the integration process is said to be progressing faster than expected. Sotto has reportedly bonded with younger players like Brandon Podziemski and Jonathan Kuminga, forming an unexpected trio during team drills. Assistant coaches are said to be impressed by Kai's willingness to learn and his surprisingly nimble footwork for someone his size. There's even talk, and again just talk at this stage, that Steve Kerr sees shades of a young Pau Gasol in the way Sotto reads the game. Of course, that's a lofty comparison, and one that comes with huge expectations. But the fact that the conversation is happening at all says something. The Warriors don't throw around those kinds of analogies lightly. If Kerr and the coaching staff truly believe there's something special here, even in embryonic form, then Sotto might get more than just a two-way contract or G League reps. This might be a slow-cooked project, but one with serious long-term upside. If Sotto plays even a limited role this season and shows flashes of brilliance, the Warriors may have gotten the steal of the decade. Not just a player, but a movement. Some. Close observers have pointed out that the Warriors' current roster leaves space for a surprise contributor, especially in the front court. Kevon Looney, reliable as he's been, isn't getting younger, and questions remain about James Wiseman's trajectory after being traded. Sotto, in that light, becomes more than just a feel-good story. He becomes a real potential solution. His ability to pass out of the post, protect the rim without fouling, and play within the Warriors' complex offensive schemes could make him invaluable. There's a persistent belief among some in the building that Kai might be the kind of player who thrives in Golden State's environment, one where IQ, selflessness, and patience are rewarded. He's not flashy in the traditional sense, but his game has a quiet effectiveness. The Warriors are reportedly experimenting with new lineups in close practices, and Kai has been part of those trials. Could that mean they're seriously considering him as part of their rotation? Or are they simply testing the waters? That's the mystery, and that's what makes all of this so compelling. Nothing is confirmed, but everything feels possible. There's also the undeniable business angle. Sotto brings with him a massive fan base stretching across Asia and the Filipino diaspora worldwide. For a global brand like the Warriors, this is no small detail. The organization is already one of the most commercially successful in the NBA, but tapping into an entirely new market with a beloved figure could open doors previously untouched. And yet it's not just about jersey sales and YouTube views. The Warriors seem genuinely intrigued by what Kai can do on the floor. That rare blend of marketability and skill is what sets this situation apart. Imagine a scenario where Sotto begins to get regular minutes and performs well. The ripple effects would be enormous, not just for Golden State, but for the NBA's expansion into new global territories. The buzz would be deafening. Media outlets across Asia would cover every game. Young Filipino players would dream a little bigger, and Sotto, still just in the early stages of his journey, would become a symbol of global basketball's future. The Warriors may be planning for more than just wins. They might be investing in legacy. Still, there are skeptics, and understandably so. Sotto's journey hasn't been linear. He's faced injuries, scrutiny, and the pressure of carrying national expectations on his back before he ever touched an NBA court. Some critics argue that his lack of high-level competition makes it difficult to gauge his ceiling. Others question whether his frame can handle the NBA's physicality. But here's the twist. Those very doubts might be what fuels him. Sources say Kai has arrived in San Francisco with a chip on his shoulder. He knows what's being said. He's heard the noise, and he's using it as fuel. In scrimmages, he's reportedly playing with intensity, trying to prove he belongs. And little by little, those around him are beginning to believe it won't be easy. The NBA is a brutal proving ground. But with the right support system, the right mentorship, and the right system, all of which the Warriors arguably provide, Sotto may just flip the script. He may just be the next great underdog story, the next unexpected hero. Right. Now, that story is being written in whispers behind closed doors. Before we continue, make sure to leave a like and subscribe to the channel so you won't miss any exclusive Dubs updates. Let's keep going. Don't underestimate the internal dynamics of the Warriors locker room either. This is a group that prides itself on mentorship, especially among veterans. Steph Curry isn't just a transcendent shooter, he's known for putting his arm around young players, sharing wisdom, and creating a culture of openness. Draymond Green, as fiery as he is, has been known to take developmental guys under his wing, especially those who show they're willing to compete. And then there's Andre Iguodala, now retired but still connected to the team as an advisor, a player with one of the sharpest basketball minds the game has seen. If Sotto is getting exposure to that kind of leadership, then he's in one of the best environments imaginable. The Warriors don't just develop talent, they educate it. And for someone like Kai, who has the tools but not the polish, that kind of ecosystem could be transformative. Rumor has it he's already earning respect behind the scenes, not by dominating, but by listening, asking the right questions, staying late after practices. That's how players stick around in this league. That's how you become more than just a headline. You become part of the culture. Now let's talk about what the Warriors may really be planning. Some league observers suspect this isn't just about Kai Sotto's development, it's about planting a flag. The NBA is constantly scouting ways to grow its global reach. Africa, India, and China have all been areas of focused investment. But Southeast Asia, and particularly the Philippines, remains an untapped goldmine in terms of talent and fandom. If the Warriors can be the team to break through that wall, to be the franchise that launches the region's first NBA star, the ripple effects could be massive. Basketball is a religion in the Philippines, and Sotto is its newest prophet. That's why this move may be bigger than it seems. By integrating Sotto gradually, the Warriors could build a bridge not just for one player, but for an entire market. And they're doing it without sacrificing basketball integrity. If he pans out, they've discovered a rotation level big for pennies. If not, the cost is minimal. But the message is powerful. We see you. That's the genius of this move. It's not a gamble. It's a long play, a quiet revolution wrapped inside a roster spot. Interestingly, not all the buzz is coming from within the Warriors ecosystem. Rival scouts have started to take notice. One anonymous Western Conference executive reportedly told a reporter, if they actually turn Sotto into a contributor, we're all gonna look real dumb. That's a telling quote. It suggests other teams passed on Kai not because of talent, but because they didn't know what to do with it. The Warriors, known for creativity, may have simply thought outside the box. While most franchises chase athleticism and vertical pop, Golden State might be chasing vision and feel. They've done it before. Remember how skeptics once doubted Kevon Looney's ability to stay healthy or questioned Jordan Poole's shot selection? Patience and belief turned those narratives around. Sotto might be next in line. And here's the thing, he doesn't have to become a star. If he becomes a solid backup big who can pass, defend, and stay in his lane, that's already a huge win. And if somehow he becomes more than that, a starter, a matchup problem, then the Warriors will have pulled off one of the most surprising development arcs of the decade. Even more fascinating is how Warriors fans have begun rallying behind the Kai Sotto story. This fan base is savvy. They've seen rookies come and go. They've lived through the dynasty, the tank years, the comebacks. They know when something feels different, and the way social media is reacting to Sotto's arrival, it feels like the beginning of a grassroots groundswell. It's not unlike when Jeremy Lin burst onto the scene with the Knicks. The narrative isn't just about stats or performances, it's about identity, it's about possibility. You can already see Filipino flags appearing in profile pictures, Kai's name trending in Bay Area forums, speculative lineups that slot him next to Draymond and Kuminga. This isn't just casual interest, it's emotional investment. Fans are always hungry for the next big thing, but in Sotto's case, there's a sense of collective hope. Like, if he makes it, something bigger than basketball will be validated. And that's the kind of momentum that can't be bought or manufactured. It's organic, it's powerful. And if Sotto delivers even a few highlight moments in preseason, the floodgates could open. Chase Center could soon be echoing with cheers in both English and Tagalog. There's also an element of poetic timing here. The Warriors, as currently constructed, are clearly at a crossroads. Steph Curry remains elite, but he can't shoulder the future alone. Klay Thompson's situation is murky, Draymond is aging, and the next generation, Moody, Kuminga, Podziemski, Au is still unproven. In that vacuum, there's room for a surprise, for someone unexpected to step up. Enter Kai Sotto. The timing in many ways couldn't be better. There's no pressure to carry the team, but there is space to contribute. The Warriors aren't rebuilding, but they're reshaping. Adding a unique big with vision, humility, and international appeal could be a stroke of genius. He doesn't need to dominate, he just needs to belong. And so far, all signs suggest he's doing exactly that. The next few weeks will be crucial. One strong showing in camp or preseason, and the narrative could shift from project to prospect. And from there, who knows? The NBA has seen crazier stories unfold, but for now, all eyes from San Francisco to Manila are watching, and the whispers grow louder by the day. Did the Warriors just find something no one else saw? Perhaps. The most captivating part of the entire saga is how quietly it's all happening. No bombastic press releases, no documentary trailers. Just a kid from the Philippines showing up, working hard, and quietly earning his place. And maybe that's the secret sauce. Maybe the lack of noise is exactly what makes this story so believable. We're not watching a viral sensation. We're watching something organic take root. Warriors insiders reportedly love his attitude. Coaches appreciate his patience. Teammates respect his work ethic. That's how stories like this begin. And whether or not Kai Sotto becomes a household name, the fact that he's even in the conversation says a lot. He's no longer just a YouTube big man or a novelty act. He's a warrior in spirit, if not yet in rotation. And if the stars align and the development continues, we could be witnessing the birth of something extraordinary. It is early and nothing's guaranteed. But in a league built on stories, Kai Sotto's may be the next great one. And it's unfolding day by day inside the shadows of one of basketball's most storied franchises. Stay updated exclusively with the latest Dub Nation news. Subscribe to our channel and hit the like button to keep getting daily updates on the Warriors. Don't forget to share your thoughts in the comments. Your input is essential for the Dubs community. Stay tuned. For the next video,